Hello YouTube, I hope you have a wonderful day. Today I will be showing you the ultimate climbing guide edition Bel'Veth. I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know about Bel'Veth. Take this as a guide, as a free advice on showing you how to conquer the ladder of success. So, I'm already in Champion Select and I'm going to be showing you these things in this video. First of all, which runes to take. Secondly, which items to buy. Thirdly, where to find all the Bel'Veth tips and tricks. Fourth, I'm going to be showing you how to play Bel'Veth. I'm going to give you all the advices. I'm going to be explaining everything you need to know, and I want you to climb. I can do that on every single champion if you guys want to. Will take some time, of course, because there are so many, but I would do it for you guys. I'm always trying to give the best content I can possibly do. Okay, so first of all, before I'm going to show you tips and tricks, I will be explaining everything you need to know about the runes. So, you can take Lethal Tempo, you can take Conqueror, Conqueror simply better. Conqueror, Triumph, Triumph is simply the best. Alacrity in some games, Tenacity simply when you need something against all this annoying CC. Again, this game for example, we can consider already to take Tenacity. Then Coup de Grace is better in 90% of all the games, let's say 80% of all the games, and in the remaining 10 to 20%, simply when the enemies have a lot of CC in addition to burst, then you want to have Last Stand, because in most fights you will be dropping low HP before you will deal damage to the champions that often. So in this game, if Leona bursts us too much, we can consider going Last Stand with Tenacity, and that's about it. For the second rune page, it is not that complicated. You have two options. Option number one is Eyeball Collection and Relentless / Treasure Hunter. Both completely fine. Both is optional. You guys can decide. We're gonna play against Master Yi. I love that already. And then this is when you are snowballing heavily. So especially when you're smurfing, or if you simply are very confident in your skill and you know it's gonna be very coin flippy, these fights, then Domination is what I prefer as well. The next one is Magical Footwear, Cosmic Insight. Everything else is trash because I say so, and you guys can trust me on that. And these are the most optional, and I believe you can climb with this. Okay, let's not say the others are trash. The others are also optional, but this is, in my opinion, the best. Here, you never take attack speed, even though it's good on Bel'Veth. You take flat AD, even after Bel'Veth gets nerfed or something. The flat AD is just the best because of auto attack, Q, cancel animation. It's way too fucking good. This is my personal preference with the Bel'Veth, and I go this multiple of the times. Scaling health is the best. Flat health is also completely fine if you are getting cheesed too much early game. I personally prefer the scaling health. And now, who am I even that I'm allowed to talk? Let me show you guys. I am currently a challenger player. I've been consistently challenger since 7 years straight. Let me show you this one here. This is perfect. I'm consistently challenger since 7 years straight. I've been peaked rank 1, and now this is one of my accounts where I started to triad here and there. I'm 100% win rate, 26 games with Bel'Veth, and the only game I lost, I did lose with Master Yi. As you can see, I win every single game, and I'm already at Master around 500 LP MMR, so I'm very confident that I'm probably one of the best Bel'Veth players in the entire world, so you can take the advice from me. That's what I personally guess. I mean, I've committed, like, basically put my entire life into this game to give you all the knowledge I can offer. The next thing before we go into the video, and I'm gonna show you all my thought process, everything you need to know, I want to show you guys Bel'Veth tips and tricks. Now, I learned a lot from this video. I'm going to be showing you guys Bel'Veth advanced tips and tricks, League of Legends guide from Canon Minion. Highly recommend to check out this video. I learned a lot from it. I'm gonna be putting this into the description, so not only do I give you all my knowledge, I also have all the knowledge where you can find all the tips and tricks. I could have just copied this and put it in my own video and took credit from it, but I don't think that's the way to go. I think you learn a lot from this video, and it is already really insane, and I'd highly recommend to check that out. I'll put it in the description as well. And now, back into the game. I'm going to show you now in-game all my thought process, everything you need to know and to learn the game. There are two options. You can take the Gustling Hatching, you can take Moonstooper Sealing. Both is completely fine. I personally prefer Moonstooper what are these names even? Moss Stomper Seedling. I have to say that if you're really snowballing and very confident you will, then you can 100% take the blue one as well. The red one is simply not that good. The red one is only good for champions that can poke very well, and Bel'Veth is not a poke champion. Sure, her style is very different. We see Master Yi invaded. So with Bel'Veth, focus on your specific champion strengths and weaknesses. Exactly one of the fundamentals I always talk about, which I have on the course. Keep in mind, if you want to improve, that is also in the description. You can check out the website there. He probably put a warp on my wrap-up, but it doesn't matter. What I do, I couldn't do it this game because I'm very focused on all my explanation. I sometimes go for a sneaky invade or just see if I can take enemy chickens, because as you can see, Bel'Veth clears the chickens very, very quickly. Keep in mind, I use my Qs after doing an auto attack. Master could be on my wrap-up, even if he doesn't, it wouldn't matter too much, because I would just find a way to get around all the jungle and get to enemy invade. Even if the Master does invade me, it wouldn't mind too much. If he has vision on me, of course, it's not the most optimal, but it doesn't matter too much. Now, let's talk about the pathing. Bel'Veth-wise, her pathing, there are multiple ways how you can play this champion. I personally either cheese very early on, or I go for level 3 gank, or I go for the full clear. Keep in mind, in 90% of the situations, let's say 70%, because 90 is a little bit too high for Bel'Veth specifically. On other champions, it would be around 80 to 90%, but for Bel'Veth, as I said, around 70%. I want to always go for the full clear because it is the most consistent. You see, level 3 gank here would totally work out, but there's also a chance that Master Yi covers this, and as you can see, Cassiopeia is in a really good position. So even though the gank looks optimal, I'm not going for it because the chance that I'm gonna have a successful gank is not as high as I want it to be. Keep in mind, as I explained it on the course as well, I want the chance to be always around 80%. If it's around 80%, the chance I get a good outcome is enough for me to go for that. Keep in mind, if you play around 100 games, you need to always add it up. Then exactly those percentage matter. If you play 100 games, there will be 80 games where you get a good outcome from this gank. W and E for the Grump. I simply deal more damage when I have one spike. I call it from my E for my passive. Very, very simple. Bot lane got already 2 kills. Really, really nice. We see how top lane takes. Always using the F keys to see what my team is going. We see Master here bot lane with 16 CS. So we do know that either his chickens wrap or Crux is up. I didn't see if he had anything like which buffs he took. So I'm just gonna try to get the scuttle, and because I know Master is bot lane, I'm not even gonna try to cheese him. That's not needed. I already have an advantage over him, and I'm just gonna try to get a top scuttle here as well in time. I'm going to put a deep ward on his chickens. There's a high chance this is still up. It actually is up. I could be considering invading this. Master could be everywhere on his way. I do have smite, so I'm very strong in taking these chickens, even if Master would be here. I'm just gonna use my E. We see him now here. I'm gonna try to cheese him. Syndra's also coming. Stay in shadow. He walks closer. Does the bot lane come? I do have also my Scuttle to spawn. I don't think chasing him is too optimal. I could have played it a little bit better. Master Yi bot lane. I'm gonna try to communicate as good as possible with my communication skills. We do get a stun, so I'm gonna see if I can get her flash. If she flash like this, I'm just gonna use my E to kill her up. Very badly done from the Cassiopeia. She always needs to flash the W. Keep in mind, that's the way I use my W, in a way that they cannot really sidestep it. And if they flash it, we get their flash and we just get out and we are in a completely fine position. This is exactly how I recommend it for you guys. I'm gonna smite this because I have 2 smite. I never really want to have 2 smites. Also gonna put a ward for the for the Syndra. Not really needed necessarily, but I'm still gonna do it. Now, I want my smites to always be on cooldown, so I can use the smite more often. I mean, that makes total sense if you guys think about it. If you use 4 smites, you simply did in total more damage than if you had lesser smites used. Okay, now I'm gonna look for the best reset. Always want to have something like Noonkeeper. Here, look at my gold. I'm already starting to calculate, okay, what could be my next item. That's one of the other thoughts I have in this particular game. As you guys can see, this looks very optimal. I have 1,600, so if we calculated 1,300 plus 300, I can't buy boots because I have magical footwear here, 11, 15, so I'm just gonna buy these 2 items. Could be buying a sweeper here because I put a ward and it's all in cooldown and it would be completely fine. Okay, so next position. We are now more than double of the CS from the Master Yi. Keep in mind, I don't do anything very specific, as you can see on all my thoughts I give you. I just focus up that I do use the fundamental, that I cleared all my camps in the perfect time. Really important that I don't miss opportunities. As you can see, there was not many opportunities in this game in terms of ganking, and that's completely fine. Look at my CS. I have 50 CS minute 5. Now minute 6, so that's literally the perfect CS you want to have. Highest CS in the entire game. I intentionally play a little bit in lower elo, so I can give you guys all my thoughts, and especially because the majority of viewers are and around a gold elo, I also try to give you content through that around elo, but it doesn't matter which elo I play, the advice will still be the same, even if this was a master tier game. Keep in mind that I just want to show you guys how you can climb out of gold elo, and if I was playing in gold, as you can see on my account I showed you before, I would have approximately 100% win rate, and you can do it the same if you just learn how to use the fundamentals consistently. So no matter how this game goes, if I talk, if I chill, if I'm a little bit AFK in my brain, I will be winning just because I use the fundamentals from the course, which is in the description, so you guys can learn. Okay, now I check if there's a play. I see I missed dodging an ult, so I back up. That's it. The chance I die was consistently here. I need to be careful a little bit of Riven. She was missing. Now I see her on the map. I saw Leona bot lane. I see Cassiopeia has no ult. So now I can play for these void grubs very, very surely. I do need to be careful that the enemy jungler doesn't come. Want to get my ult proc here. This skull actually survives with 1 HP. This is actually crazy when you think about it. Okay, I'm gonna be smiting here. And now I'm not gonna use my ult instantly. Don't make this mistake. This is a Bel'Veth specific thing. You could be making the mistake of using that instantly, but it deals more damage the lower they are. And that's why it kills it like that. Now I'm gonna have my ult up. Wait a little bit with my Qs, just in case the enemy jungler tries to contest this. And as you can see, here he is. I'm gonna Q over the wall. I do see on the minimap that Syndra is actually pretty close. I'm gonna see what camps he has up. He could have his wolves up, so I'm just gonna Q over this. We see it's up. I also have smite, so I'm not that scared. I'm just gonna prepare my smite perfectly in time. We know Cassiopeia does not have his ult. I'm gonna use my... This is a trick. Did you see how I used my Q with auto attack and smite at the same time? Wait until Master used his stuff. I actually did get hit by it. Use my ult here. Be careful about Cassio here. She is pretty strong. She could be winning that fight even, so I'm just gonna try to play it mechanically pretty smart. Gonna use my W, Q, and then use my E, and she to die as well. Need to be careful of Riven here. Try to Q and engage this one here, get distance. She used her flash and used her ult, so I'm fine instantly pressing B because she got already away, and now we have perfect goal for Kraken as well. You could have also, if you were scared that you would die nonetheless, even if you flash, just use just saved your flash in the first place. That would mean that you would still have your flash, but then would be dying, which would be completely fine. We already got a very huge outcome. There is a chance that Riven kills you nonetheless, even though you flashed. Keep that in mind the next time you play a mechanical situation like that. Okay, in the next position, I'm going to go for my Crux wrap of chickens. Keep in mind, one of the fundamentals. I'm always playing for the fundamentals, even if this is a silver game, even if this is a challenger game, guys. Otherwise, you will be losing various games, which could have been an easy win. Look at the position I'm in. I'm more than double the CS of this Master Yi, going for 10 CS per minute, while this Master Yi lacks the very basic fundamentals, and that is why I will win the game no matter what against him. As you can see, I have 1 kill, he has 1 death, so not much happened if you think about it, but actually a lot of things happened. In theory, not much happened because only 1 kill participation on him, but it did happen a lot. He did not play for his fundamentals, and we were able to get such a lead over him. I can go for this closer. We don't need to particularly fight this, but we have 4-4, 4 people enemies, 4 people my team, so I'm just gonna look out for a good play. I do not have my smite. I'm just gonna try to get a kill here on him. Now, even if I don't get a good outcome, I will still get closer. Dash over the wall. Keep in mind, when you have your ult ready, you can dash over walls like this. Auto attack on the ward while queuing backwards. I have my Q and W in 1 second. I'm just gonna get close and try to W her, and then hold a little bit distance. We got a cleanse. I don't know where Cassiopeia is right here. Need to be careful of her ult. Just sidestepping backwards when she ults. There's no need to go any deeper. I do want to cut her off though if I can. I'm just gonna get close to W here. She dodged it pretty well. Trying to get closer, holding a little bit more distance. Now we get the stun from the I think I'm dead here actually. We got a stun off here from the... Oh, yeah, I'm dead. Actually, I'm dead. I could not have played it much more. That was my bad. I think going for the play in the first place a little bit too aggressive. Musty could have been here. I think going deeper for the Jak'Sho, cutting her earth, like 100% killer, but it was just not needed. Here Steelcaps is fine, even though they have a lot of CC. We can go Wits and later, but they have 80, 80, 80, and that's also their main sources of damage. What we're going to do is just try to avoid the Jak'Sho as good as possible. I think would have been better if buying a dagger or longsword, because if I have more damage, I will also clear my jungle faster, and if I clear the jungle faster, I'm also more efficient. Marcy did this pretty well. I think I'm just gonna go for the next fundamental, which is, again, keep in mind, guys, clearing my jungle before I go for a play. Very important. I'm not even considering fighting this here unless he goes way too deep, because I really want to clear my jungle before I can go for something. Wait for using my W. We're not in a hurry. Yes, use his flash already. I'm gonna get the kill here. We're gonna see Volkov spawn in 15 seconds. My blue buff is up, my grump is up. We are gonna take this blue buff, skipping my grump here in this position. We could take it as well, which would be completely fine. But I have to say I'm a little bit in a hurry right now, because I want to check if the enemy chicken's up, while as well playing for Volkovs. We're losing top lane prio. Maybe we have to give the Volkovs here in this position. Could potentially, if I saw that earlier, have went for my grump. Either way, we are in a pretty good position, because we will for sure not die on the Volkovs, but I'm gonna go closer. I do want to have a fight on the enemy Master. That would be really, really huge. Okay, got a good stun on the Casio. I'm just gonna try to use just my E here. Very simple. I can Q in the Cassiopeia W. I'm gonna get close and see what where the Master E is. We actually do see him. Again, using the combination of my Q and auto attack, we get another stun off. We do know he has no flash anymore, so it's a very easy catch. You can use a control word. I tell you what the good positions is for control. It's this push and it's that push. If you invade, if it was the other side, it would be this push. Most likely this is very, like, the bushes that get face checked too often, guys, are just not very optimal to put a control word in. Like, this bush will for sure get checked, so I will put my control word in that bush, because this bush, even if the Master walks nearby, especially below, let's say, Master tier, people do not really check the bush ever. Like, you will see when Riven or Master just walks nearby. Of course, there is still a chance that they will be checking it. There's always a chance, but it is the best best chance you can get, let's just say. And there we see him. Okay, he did check the bush. We got this as well. I do want to reset when I have Stridebreaker. I can just go for my chickens. Keep in mind, again, my fundamental, clearing my camps before I go for play. You could go for Crux, but then after Crux, you would be in a pretty shit position. I don't want to be there, so I'd rather just cover the Syndra, which is, again, one of the fundamentals, playing for your win condition. My bot then is also doing pretty fine. Master is somewhere bots. I'm just gonna sweep her. And keep in mind, even if I don't do much here, I'm just existing. The Syndra can play very aggressive, because she does know that Master is not here. Taking this plant here is a little bit aggressive. We do see Master is here. I'm just gonna try to hold some distance here in this position. If he comes close, I can also try to kill him. But I'm not gonna go that deep, because it's not needed. I didn't know where Leona is. I could have easily killed this Master, but I'm not gonna give the enemies chances. And that is exactly how I got my first death, which could have been easily avoided if you just followed the basic instructions. Okay, let's see if I can invade him here. Failed my Q, that happens. Let's see if I can get the wrap buff here. Looks very, very promising. I'm just gonna flash for him. I don't see what he can do about it. Just gonna get the kill. Always blocking the plant here and there. Even if he got the plant, I think I would be able to get a good outcome. Need to be careful, because Leona is also missing. Smiting that, trying to sidestep the Leona E. It's the only ability that could happen and come to me. We also see that the dragon spawns very soonish. There's also an Herald up. My goal would be here to go instantly towards Herald. After Herald, reset and then go for dragon, and I'm in an absolute beautiful position here as well. And this will probably another game where the enemy is FF4 Fate 15. You can play Bel'Veth now as well. After this reset, we're gonna go get Stridebreaker. Keep in mind, as you noticed, the advices I give in this game, there were a lot of general advice, because every jungler which will be played the same. The ironic thing is, I picked up Bel'Veth around, I think, 1 month ago. I picked up Bel'Veth, and as you can see, I play already very consistently, just because I focus on the basic fundamentals, which are, in case, the exact same for every single jungler. But there are specific strengths and weaknesses, which I, by the way, will also cover here in the course. You can check it out. This is what I highly recommend. View product. You can see, guys, that here's everything you need to know. Which and how many champions should your player also cover, the champion specific strengths and weaknesses, what you should be doing with Bel'Veth. You can see what you should be doing with other champions. This is a general jungle course where you learn everything you need to know in order to absolutely conquer your games, as you can see it in this video, and also you will see it from my futures videos and my futures climb. I'm visiting my family now, by the way. I really want to spend time with them again, and next week I will be continuously climbing on the account that I showed you earlier. Wait, I can show you again. On this account I will be continuously climbing next week, and I'm really looking forward to get Challenger US with the least amount of losses possible. I'm very curious how far I can go, and I'm gonna try my absolute best so I can show you guys that jungle is not in a terrible position. You just need to play it very well. And I'm generally speaking always I'm the kind of personality I just don't want to accept if a role is weak or anything. I will try my best to make it work regardless. Because I just don't accept that we all fall into a position of excuses. We just say, yeah, you can't do this, you can't do that. I think this is a general speaking a very weak way of viewed life. I think there are a lot of situations where we have control, but we rather just have the excuse that we don't. Okay, let's see. We see Leona here bot side. I don't want to face Leona too much. I don't have... oh, I needed to reset. I literally autopiloted. I'm so sorry. I was way too focused on my talking. Yeah, this was my mistake, actually. Wait, my mistake. And this is the thing, guys. In the past, you used to autopilot a lot as well. I am taking away your autopilot modus right now, because all you need to do to not autopilot is think. Imagine I was thinking that situation. I would have never autopiloted cleared. But you have autopiloted and cleared so many times, and that is why you have so many games and you're not climbing in your elo, which I am not accepting. I will be helping you guys with all my effort, with all my power I can, with my coaching, with my course, with my videos, with my streams, so you guys don't fall into autopilot if you start thinking during the game. So my advice for you guys, I mean, right now I'm explaining it, so that's why I kind of have to play autopilot. But my advice for you guys, while you play the game, don't talk anymore. Focus. Maybe talk to your duo if you do duo, but don't talk to your I don't know, surroundings, wife, whatever it is. Don't talk to them. You say, I really respect you and I love you a lot as an individual, but my friend, my soldier, I'm caring about this and I really want to get the best result possible. So I'm going to be AFK IRL for the next 20 minutes so I can focus in conquering, and trust me, you will enjoy not only League of Legends but also life way more if you're actually able to focus on specific tasks you have to do in your daily routine. Okay, that's enough. Now let's end the game. The enemies can't play at all. We're just forcefully ending, and yeah, I wish you good luck in your games. It doesn't matter if it's silver or if it's gold or anything. As you can see, I'm playing very basic gameplay here, and I just want you to copy as much as possible, my friends. I'm gonna use this for bot lane T3. There's also not anything the enemies can do in DFF, and it will... Whoa, there I am. You can do the same, my friends. As always, I will show you throughout every single elo. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this Bel'Veth guide. It also was turned out to be a little bit of a general jungle guide as well, but I always try to be it this way. And good luck in your games. I appreciate you guys as well as an individual. Take care of you and your entire family, and I wish you all a great remaining day, my friends.